Today's gospel begins with a prayer from Jesus' apostles. They ask him for something that they think they need, just like we often do in our prayer. Increase our faith, they ask Jesus. It's difficult to follow Jesus faithfully in a world that didn't then and doesn't today always welcome his teaching. So Jesus answers them with a powerful image. Faith as small as a mustard seed, he says, can uproot a tree and plant it into the sea. Sounds to me like Jesus is reminding his apostles and us too that we have all the faith we need. We just have to use it and trust God. Today is Respect Life Sunday on the church calendar, and Jesus' gospel message speaks directly to us and what we choose to do or not choose to do in the mission of defending human life. In our time, in our very loud world, it can be overwhelming and a little intimidating to stand up for the dignity of life, life in the womb, the dignity of the sick, the elderly, the vulnerable, when our loud world wants us to believe that they're less, and that the healthy and the strong and the loud among us, and not God, get to decide who lives and who doesn't. The loud world we live in wants to boil down the life and death issue of abortion to a don't tell me what to do issue. Our loud world, and even some Catholic Church voices included, consider abortion as just one of the many, many injustices against children in our world today. It's no more or no less important than providing better access to clean water and quality of education and health care. It's easy to be confused about church teaching on this issue, given the way a lot of media outlets pick and choose certain sound bites and sometimes taking them out of context. But the teaching of the last four popes couldn't be clearer on this issue. Pope Leo, in his short time as our pontiff, exhorts us to defend human life at all times. Pope Francis described abortion as hiring a hitman to solve a problem. Pope Benedict called it a grave sin, and Pope John Paul II called it an unspeakable crime. There's no denying that there's many atrocities that we commit against children today, but nothing compares to killing a child in the womb. Nothing. Especially since studies consistently show that the vast majority of abortions, over 90% of the nearly 3,000 abortions that occur every day in the United States, are for, and I quote, personal, social, and economic reasons. Less than 1% of the 3,000 daily abortions are a reaction to a crime committed against the mother. Our culture often pushes us to see life as disposable, to treat human beings as burdens rather than blessings, to regard common sense wisdom as unwelcomed imposition of someone's will upon another. These statistics are daunting. And so we say to ourselves, and maybe we say to Jesus too, I need more faith. I just don't have enough faith to be a voice against this seemingly unconquerable travesty. But Jesus' reply hasn't changed throughout the centuries. He says to us today what he said to his disciples. You have all you need. Do something to uproot this ugly, ugly tree of destruction and throw it in the sea and be confident because I'll be with you. Jesus says that our small voice can change the world. Our small voice and imperfect faith can transform our world. A single act of courage, a word spoken in defense of the voiceless, a mother choosing life because somebody made an effort to reach out to her, reminding each other of God's irrational and unhuman and perfect love. These small seeds can move mountains. We defend life. We defend every life because every person is created in God's image. Life is God's perfect gift to us. We defend life because Christ came that we might have life and have it abundantly and have it eternally. We defend life because silence in the face of injustice is not an option for us disciples of Jesus. And our pro-life work doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's the quiet, hidden work of prayer, of listening, of offering help, of choosing love. These small acts united with Christ bear fruit far, far beyond what we will ever be able to know. There really isn't any confusion on this issue. The church and the gospel consistently challenges us to see this mission not as an optional cause, but as a duty of discipleship. Defending life for us also isn't about recognition or applause. It's not about winning arguments or gaining approval. It's simply about humble service. It's simply about doing what we're called to do as followers of Christ. And here lies the paradox, because when we live this duty faithfully, with even mustard seed faith, God multiplies our efforts. And a mother is encouraged, a child is saved, a family is supported, a society is slowly transformed. So today, let's join the Apostles' prayer, Lord, increase our faith. Increase our faith, Lord, to see Christ in every human being, from the unborn child to the elderly grandparent, from the disabled neighbor to the struggling refugee or death row inmate. Increase our faith to serve courageously without counting the cost, to love without expecting reward, to persevere even when the world fights against us. Increase our faith, Lord, to always see every human life as the preeminent gift from God that's always, always, always worth fighting for. The right to life is not merely a principle of politics or a principle of law. It's the very heart of our faith. It's the very heart of each one of us. Life is God's first gift to us, and it has to be protected. It has to be cherished. Christ taught us that. May our mustard seed faith grow into a tree-sized witness to God who is the author of life. And so let's each do our small part and know, really know, that God will provide the rest.
We have a hand of tremendous support for Ron for that tremendous witness on behalf of Right to Life. Sometimes we do feel like Habakkuk, violence all around us, and we're tempted to give up faith. It's a dream, but write down the vision. It still has its time. The rash man does not have any integrity, but the just man, because of his faith, will live. And moms and dads, thank you for your faith in seeing that your children are here, respecting life, through accepting the challenges, the joys, and the struggles of parenthood. Thank you for having your kids here with us today at Mass to hear this powerful message. Shall we stand now and renew the profession of our faith? I believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty,